Welcome to Wellness Honey. I'm Valencia, a life coach and holistic healer. And today I'm going to be doing an energy reading for the new moon solar eclipse in Sagittarius. This is going to be an extremely powerful time. It's going to be a time of really, truly digging deep within yourself and really seeing who you are and what you want for reals. For reals. So let's talk. What is a solar eclipse? Well, a solar eclipse is when when the sun, the moon, and the earth is aligned. And the earth, the earth is the earth, then the sun, and then the moon in the middle. And the moon blocks out the light from the sun on the earth. So from the earth, all we typically see is the shadow of the sun. We don't actually see it, and it's like we see mostly darkness. That's the moon blocking the sun. On the spiritual level, it's a time where our instincts take over. The new moon in general is the time of when our instincts take over. So, and the new moon is a time of introspection and awareness. A lot of things that happen during this time is to bring awareness to what's not fulfilling us, what's not working, what needs to change, or what is working that we may not be fully taking advantage of and or fully embracing. And so the new moon, it's around this time. It's usually a lot of I want to say a lot of situations that's brought up that make you question everything. And it's this time where you feel in the dark. But for the new moon, it's just a really reflective time. It's about introspection and really looking back at your last month and seeing like what are you working towards this month. And so let's talk Sagittarius. Sagittarius, we're in Sagittarius season. And when you're in the season, it's all about your perspective and what your perspective about what you're experiencing. And the Sagittarius energy is it's a lot about seeing things clearly. It's about seeing things for what it is and not what you want it to be. And situations come up too where things feel effortless. It feels like things are happening, positive things, and they seem positive, but sometimes those positive things that seem positive may not always be positive, and the things that seem negative may not always be negative. And this season brings a lot of that up, and it brings it up where it's so strong. I mean, these things happen all the time. Things seem positive and negative, but during this season, it feels extra like the focus is on it. So that's when the sun is in something, it's like your focus is on it. So like it's heavily on it. Like for such the sign Sagittarius is about entrepreneurship, big business. It's about foreign travel. It's about politics. It's about religion. It's about higher knowledge, higher intelligence. You think of higher education, and I know some people, when they think of higher education, they think of college. And yes, college, but more like higher education, universal education, like understanding the natural laws, understanding the natural politics, and that's deeply understanding the energy that's around. And so it's during this time these themes are like amplified, and it's like your focus and the situations that's come up is flavored with that type of vibe. It's like it could be politics at work, and you may start to see like such and such is playing a game, and you didn't notice it before, but such and such is playing you. Like they playing you and they playing other people, and And it's like during this time you're able to see it. Like usually you don't always see it, and you kind of maybe fall in a trap, but it's like your eyes is opening up and you're like, I'm able to see, you know. And Sagittarius is a great for really diving into other cultures. You may be interested in learning about your family history and other cultures or other histories, other families' histories. And so during this time, it's a great time to really plan trips. If you don't take a trip during this season, planning a trip for next season, learning about a new culture, learning, and it's this time it's just a need to want to learn, like reading books, taking a course. You'll probably be more interested in your studies during this time, and you'll probably be asking a lot of questions, like about, you know, why am I here? Where do I want to go? What do I want to do? A Sagittarius season is a great time to ask yourself that question of, like, where do I want to go? Where do I want to be? And if you were thinking about starting a business, the foundation for laying that business is going to be started. If you're thinking about expanding your business, the thoughts and the feelings are going to come up. Situations going to come into your focus where it's kind of like it confirms, like, yeah, this is what I should be doing. If you want a promotion in your job, it's like it's gonna come up. If you want to leave your job and you want to go to another job, or you want to do something else, you want to travel, all of these things come up during Sagittarius season. So with the new moon in Sagittarius, it's our emotions. So we have our perspective, but our emotions are at the forefront. And when you tap into your emotions, you're thinking about your behaviors, think your habits. So Sagittarius season, it's like it's a fire sign, and it's mutable, and it's about transition, and it's about being inspirational. A lot of people that have strong Sagittarius energy, they're very inspirational. It's like they say things, and the things that they do, people are like, how, people want to know, how did you do what you do, you know. Sagittarius energy is big on sacrificing. They sacrifice a little for a lot, or they sacrifice a lot for a lot. And they keep, and it keeps progressing. It's pushing you towards your goals and what you want to achieve. The new moon in Sagittarius is going to bring up feelings of what's keeping you emotionally from taking leaps of faith. Because Sagittarius season is about taking leaps of faith. So emotionally it's going to come up, well, what's keeping me, like I have all these dreams and this hope and aspirations, but what's keeping you from making the moves? This time for the new moon is going to show you this is what's keeping you from making those crucial moves, and you can no longer hide from it. Your instincts are going to be sharp. It's going to come out when you deal with your instincts. You're dealing with your parentals. Who gives you your instincts? Well, how do your instincts develop? It comes from it comes from your parentals. It comes from your ancestors, and it's like it's ingrained in you as part of your DNA, and it's also as part of your nurturing, your instincts. So a lot of what your parents were afraid of, like they taking risk, is gonna show up for you. It's like if your parents were afraid to strike out on their own, and what kept them stagnant is going to come up for you, because what kept them stagnant keeps you stagnant. What their dilemma is your dilemma. And I feel like it's very big this time to really sit with, what do I want, but analyze, what did my parents want? Have a conversation with him. What did you want to be when you grew up? Where did you want to go? What countries you want to see? What did you want to experience? If your parents are available to you, ask them that. Have the conversation on their hopes and what were their dreams and what did they really want to do. They always want to do what they want to do. And ask them what scares you, what's your fears, because these are the same things that's affecting you. And if your parents aren't available to you, ask yourself that, you know, what you know, what could my parents have been afraid of? What could my parents what kept them from having a life, or what fear? We all have fears. So what fears did they maybe have? Look, and it's going to come up because the fears are going to show up through your life, because the same fears they had is the same fears you have. So spending the time really getting deep and seeing, like, looking at your fears straight in the face. The thing that's coming to me right now is, I'm not afraid of the dark. It's that it's on the Spider-Man soundtrack. My son has been watching this. I've been listening to the soundtrack over and over again. In particular, the I'm not afraid of the dark. It's that. During this time, it's going to be being afraid of the dark. Like facing your fears, facing your shadows, and your unconscious behaviors, the things that you're constantly doing that that is just not productive for you, and that it's really keeping you from progressing forward and taking leaps of faith. Because right now it's important for you to take leaps of faith and transition into a new cycle. And if you're dragging your feet about it and you're scared and you're afraid, then all you're gonna do is manifest your fears. You're gonna manifest them. It's gonna stop you from progressing. It's gonna hold you back from getting your hopes and your dreams, because you're afraid to take the next step. And you know, right now it's the time to embrace your shadow, look it straight in the face and say, I love you. Now what do we need to do to heal you? Not avoid it, not hide from it, but heal it. All right, so I'm gonna pull some tarot cards and some oracle cards, and we're gonna get to, what do you need to be aware of right now? What do you need to be aware of? That's what we're gonna be working on. What's gonna come up, that what needs to come to light? You know, what needs to come to light? What needs to be made aware of, so to help progress you forward? All right, let's get to it. This is exciting. I don't know. So what do we need to be aware of? All right, so it kind of, the first card we have, it popped out, but it popped out this way. So, all right, I'm feeling, all right, so on this card, so the Three of Pentacles, what do you need to be aware of? All right, so on the card, we have a lady, an older lady, and an older man, and this young person right here. And the young person is on this stool, and it's boosting him up. It makes him a tad bit taller than the man and the woman. It's almost to kind of give him an edge, give him a foot up. And he looks like he's talking to them about, he's either an architect or a builder, and he's talking to them about the structure, because like you can see his hand up. He's like, and then they're just looking at him. You know, the lady, she looked like she has plans in her hand, and this man is just looking, and it looked like a monk almost. He's just looking at him with almost admiration. Like, they seem to be entrenched in what he's saying, and what he's saying has some kind of value and meaning, and they're paying close attention. And she has on this red polka dot type of dress or headpiece. It's covering her head and her whole body. It's in a way, I guess she could kind of be like a nun, you know. So and the place looks like a holy place in a way. Like the way it looks very like it could be a church or a cathedral, something like that. And so he's and he has something in his hand. I'm not really sure what that is. So what is this? This card to me signifies to have a talent. If you have an ability, if you have a gift, doesn't matter your age, people will pay attention to you. They will pay you for your knowledge, They will respect you. And it's like, you know, it's kind of important to kind of have something that can elevate you up. And so with it being this way, it's interesting. This card I feel like this is about you. It's like this could be your parents, your inner parents, your internal parents. So that doesn't have anything to do out, because we all have a mom and a dad in us. And we also have an inner child. And I feel like what this is saying, that if you step up into your gifts and you appreciate your gifts, you trust this version of yourself, this younger version, this side of yourself that sees the world in a particular way, then your old self, your old ways of doing, your old masculine and feminine ways, which is your consciousness, your conscious awareness, and your instincts, right? And your behaviors. If you take a second and focus on cultivating your inner gifts, and focus on appreciating how you see the world, and not allowing your how can I say this, like not allowing the awareness, the consciousness, and the behaviors that you got from your family, your ancestors. And I feel like this is what this is about, is releasing the need to rely on your what you think, what you feel, right? Because it may not be in line with your intuition. So what about that? What about that? What about your masculine and feminine energy is old? It's the old you. Is relying on your old ways of being, your old ways of doing. It's relying on what you were taught, how you were nurtured in your DNA. But there's a part of you that's foreign to that. There's a part of you that is like, that's not going to work for me. It never worked for me, right? But you're still stuck in it. You're still attached to it because that's your programming. And right now, for the new moon, it's going to ask for you to let go of your program and trust that voice in you that's like, that little rebel in you that's like, don't listen to this programming. That voice that's coming through, don't listen to this programming. Trust what I'm saying. This is very intuitive voice. It could be very small, and it keeps this nagging voice that's saying, try something different. Take the leap of faith. Try this. Trust me. I know it's scary. I know it's hard, but trust me. Trust what I say. And it's that part of you, and that's coming through, and it needs to be released out into the world. It needs to be released. So you need to be aware that you have this voice within you, that's this younger voice, this adolescent voice, and it sounds like, you know, it sounds kind of foolish, you know, but it's almost like it has more knowledge than you think. So even though it seems young, you know, it seems, this voice, this thing, it seems foolish. It seems like it's not gonna, it's immature. Yeah, it seems like it's immature, but it's very mature beyond what you can you imagine. But you have to take a leap of faith and trust. So it's a call to trust that voice. Yeah. Trust that young version of yourself. Trust the most ridiculous idea, because it can come through like an idea and it sounds so ridiculous. It can be like, oh yeah, you know what? It can be as small as, you know what? Today, let's take the bus. And you have a car. It's like, don't drive your car today. Let's take the bus. And it's like, why would I do that? You know, do it. It can be a voice that say, you know what? Call that person. You ain't talked to this person in years. Like, I mean decades. It's like, call that person. Time is now. Call this person. You know, you call the person, best decision ever. You know, it's what I'm saying. Or it can be like, leave this job. It keeps jumping out reverse. So leave this job. It's like, trust the sun. And like, again, I feel like it's the inner sun. It's like we keep getting this because this new moon is going to be about your inner, you know. It's going to be about you on an extremely personal level. It's the outside world is just literally it's not going to be important. Whatever's helping on the outside world, it's just your inside talking to you. It's your inner world. It's your sun. So the sun, this is beautiful. So I'm talking literally about the kid inside of you, your sun, your perspective, your consciousness. It feels like you're releasing this. And look at this little baby on the horse. It's like, I feel like it's saying that connecting with that kid side, that immature side with you, it's like your son is, I just heard, and this is uncomfortable, your son is dying. And I know that that kind of like, I was like, I don't want to say that, but I think what I'm thinking is that your son is dying. And sometimes we're so afraid to let our son die, but your perspective is dying. A perspective that you had on something, like maybe you thought something wasn't possible for you. And then it's kind of like it held so strong that you just kept manifesting it, that it was not possible for you. But it feels like with this sun being reversed, it's like you got to release that perspective. You got to release that focus. Sun can be your focus. It can be, you know, it can be your focus, this consciousness that you had, this perspective that you had about certain stuff, and it's kind of like you didn't believe it to be true, and so it's kind of like you got to release it. And I feel like it's a call for that. It's like with this new moon solar eclipse in Sagittarius, it's kind of like you have to release this what you've been holding on to for so long, and you really think it's true. You think it's like you've been suppressing yourself for so long. You've been suppressing your real true perspective because it's out of fear. So it's like you're gonna become aware of it. You're gonna look at it and like it's gonna face you, and you're gonna be like it's gonna be so prominent, like what the situation is gonna bring up this fear, and it's like it's gonna be so prominent. You're gonna question it, like, wait, but is this really true? Like, is this true? And it's like you're gonna have to be honest with yourself. Is this true? Because it's the one thing, or several things, but particularly it feels like this thing that you're gonna be faced with is the one thing that keeps holding you back. It keeps you back from really seeing situations for what they are, and seeing who you really are, seeing what decisions that you really make. Because a lot of times we make decisions out of fear, you know, and we don't know that it's fear. We think that this is what we really want, and it always comes through with what you don't want to do. Whatever you're so strong against, like, I don't want to do this, that's the one thing you probably need to do. You gotta figure it out, because it's like that's usually our fear. Our fear is speaking to us, and it makes us want to be comfortable. It's like, I don't want to do this, so we think not wanting to do it and then not doing is actually beneficial, but it's actually not, you know. And so you're gonna have to be honest with yourself. You're gonna have to dig deep within yourself and figure out what you like, what perspective is true for you, and also how to accept the dying perspective that you've been having, how to lay that perspective to rest. First, you got to become aware of it, then you got to lay it to rest. You got to say RIP to what I thought, RIP to me, you know. And your sun is dying, your perspective is dying. You got to let it die, you know. And because think I'm gonna pull one more card from here and let's see, because why? It's almost like why do you have to let this perspective go? Why do you have to let it die? You know, why? You know, what? Oh, see, every time I'd be like, I'm gonna pull one card. Yeah. So 3 cards came out. I said I'm only gonna pull one more card, but 3 cards came out. And so why? Why do you have to let that perspective go? Why is that perspective no longer working for you? Why you have to let your inner child, that your immaturity lead you right now? Because that's what it's feeling like. You have to let go of your maturity, right? Is the voice that seems so prominent and things that feeling like I have to do this, right? Because if I don't do this, then I'm going to lose all sense of who I really am. If I go and listen to this little immature voice, and it's gonna have me selling my house, it's gonna have me buying a new house, it's gonna have me quitting my job and going move to another country. It's gonna have me leaving my spouse, my lover, who I've been with for 20, 30 years. It's gonna have me leaving this person. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna have me being in love with, with my best friend for so long, and it's gonna have me getting in a relationship with them. It's gonna have me being fearful, having this one person in my life who's been all in love with me. It's gonna be having me giving them a try. It's gonna be having me moving in directions that I don't feel comfortable doing. I can't listen to this voice, But the reason why to listen to that voice is because it's time. You got to go ahead. The 8 of Wands. Let me count this, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The 8 of Wands, it's time to go. It's time to move forward. It's time to experience new things. Sagittarius is about travel. It's about foreign travel. It's about doing bigger things. It's about doing things you never imagined yourself to be doing. It's about taking risks and taking chance. And by you listening to that little voice, you are going to be moving forward in a direction where you let go of what I say perspective. The swords. The swords is blocks, right? The swords represent the mental. So this is our spiritual self. The wands represent our spiritual self. The swords represent our mental selves. And so it's like following that spirit, that energy, that little voice, immature voice inside of you, following your spiritual self will lead you to release all of the mental blocks that's been holding you up. This is the Ace of Swords. So it's releasing the mental blocks and also releasing a new perspective. Releasing a new mentality. Premiering. See, releasing doesn't always mean, we like to believe that releasing just means I'm releasing only negative things from me and all that. Yeah, that's part of releasing, but there's another part of releasing, just like a movie. They release a movie. They're premiering it. It's not that the movie is negative, it may be, may not be, but it's not about releasing a negative thing. It's about premiering something exciting, premiering what they've been working on, premiering this project. So right now, it's moving forward. You'll be releasing a new mentality, premiering a new mindset. What? Listening to that voice is going to open up a whole new awareness to things you didn't even know. It's going to open your eyes up to things you didn't think was possible. It's going to step you into a new mental cycle. We don't realize we got mental cycles. We got mental patterns. This is going to set you on a whole new world. Why I feel like singing today. But it's a whole new world full of possibilities. It's like when you open up your mind and you open up your mentality, you take the steps, you move forward, and you travel, it opens up your mind. Sagittarius is about opening up your mind. It's like take a chance so you can expand your horizons. Your horizons is your mind. So what's going to happen? You open up your mind, you manifest a new spirit. You manifest a new spirit. So this is what we have for this new moon in Sagittarius, and this solar eclipse energy where the moon's going to be blocking out the rays of the sun, right? It's a crucial opportunity to let go of your programs, like these deep ingrained programs that keep you from really being you, like really being you, that keep you operating in fear, making decisions from fear, from seeing the world with all of the possibilities. You don't see the possibilities. But when you spend the time, this time is a door is opening for you to walk right through. It's to let go of this need to be in cooperation with your ancestors and your parents and their programs and their fears, releasing that and trusting that little voice inside of you that's coming through, that's a lot more wise than your parents, a lot more wise than your ancestors and their programming. You know, it's this your intuition. So I really feel is your intuition is gonna come through, and it's going to be completely different than your instincts. And you're going to have to trust in your intuition to begin to form new instincts. You have to create new instincts. It's very important right now to create new instincts, new programming. And you need to allow your perspective to die. This perspective you've been holding on to, this perspective that's been having you second guess every decision that you make, always second guessing it, is you gotta let it go. You gotta let your sun die. And I know that's hard, but you gotta let it. What you've been focused on currently, you gotta let it go. You gotta let it die. You gotta go within you and birth a new sun, a new perspective, a new focus. When you get that focus going and you take that leap of faith and you move forward with that immature perspective, that immaturity, letting go of the mature side of you, trusting that baby you, the child within you. Let's say the golden child. That's a movie. I think it's like a karate movie. I have to go. I remember I've watched this movie, but it's just that I just keep feeling golden child. Trust your golden child. Okay? And then that's going to release this new, mindset. It's going to help you with seeing things. It's going to open up a whole new world for you. You're going to see so many opportunities that they going to be right in front of your face. Like, it's like I was saying, like you can have a best friend you've been friends with for so long, but they the one. It's like you was like, man, no relationship is working out. You don't know why, but you got this mindset. It's like, but they my best friend and I don't want to ruin the friendship. But maybe that's the problem. It's like you so stuck on trying to have a friendship with these people when you need to be having a relationship, but this is your person. But you so stuck in what you think your life should be like. Maybe they're missing something. They don't have this, that, and the other. Or you just never looked at them in that light. You've been so busy distracted by all these other people. You're not seeing what's right here in front of your face. This person's like, hey, been here, been loving you, been supporting you. You ain't see them, but they the one. It's kind of like that. It's looking at what's right in front of your face, and it's like, I've been waiting for you my whole life, and I've been so blind. It could be the job. That's another thing. Sometimes we hate our jobs. We're like, this is the worst job ever. I want to leave this and start my own business. But it could not be the job. Literally. It could be you. You and your perspective about the job is the problem. It's like if you took the time to look at the job for what it was, get all these unrealistic expectations, all your hopes and dreams, let all that go, right? And not saying let your hopes and dreams go, but let go of trying to make that job your hopes and dreams, and actually start living out your hopes and dreams and also doing your job. You'll probably be better at your job, be way more satisfied with it, get way more out of it, make way more money. Like, you the reason why you don't have the promotion. You know, it's either you're not appreciating who you are, you're not appreciating the job, and you're not really stepping into you, doing what you need to do to get that promotion. And it may not be do more work. It may just be more you. See more solutions, see more opportunities. Your job could be waiting on you to step up. It cannot be you don't have no money. You know, it could be you don't see that you have enough money, but you keep spending all of your money on things that don't matter, not investing your money, not letting your money work for you. That's the problem. It ain't the fact that you don't have money. Maybe you do have money, but you just see that you don't have money because you won't accept it. You know, you can't see it because you're blinded by your actions, or maybe you have money, but you've had this lack mindset for so long, you don't even know what having money means. It's this new moon, in this solar eclipse in Sagittarius, is about looking at what's right in front of your face and appreciating it, seeing the value in it. It's like opening your eyes up to all the abundance that's right around you, but it's hard for you to see it. It's like the moment people think leveling up means a lot of outside movement, but leveling up can mean just a shift in your perspective. It will have you seeing things you ain't never seen. You don't have to move either. You can have a beautiful house and not see the value in it. Oh, my house is too small, I need a bigger house. Or maybe you have too much stuff. Get rid of the stuff. But you can't see that because your mind is too busy focusing on, I need to get a new house, I need this, I need to expand my horizons. Like, I need to do something else, but maybe you don't. So I feel that it's really important to really sit with yourself for this new moon. Really sit with yourself. Ask yourself these deep questions, like, what am I not seeing? You know, who am I really? What do I really want to experience, and where do I want to go? Ask yourself. This Sagittarius season feels like, ask yourself. And emotionally, like, check your emotions. You know, this is the thing, you may have a fiery temper. You may get explosive, and that's the first sign. If something triggers you to get angry, that's something there. Don't try to dismiss it. Don't just apologize. Really sit with it. Look at the person who's triggering this in you. Ask yourself, why did this person trigger this? What about this person triggered this in me? And then sit with that. And then see how you can connect yourself with this person. What is this person mirroring back to you? You have to really sit with that and see. If you feel this extreme need to want to move, ask yourself, why do I want to move? Why do I need to move right now? Why? You know, why do I want to just pick up and travel the world right now? Really sit and ask, where do I want to go? Right? Where do I want to go? All right, so I'm going to pull this oracle card and see what message Spirit wants us to, you know, kind of solidify this being aware, like this message of awareness for this solar eclipse. Kind of how can we use this awareness? Yeah. Okay. All right. All these cards fell out. Okay. How can we use this awareness? Look at all of this. It's like light, little light everywhere. It's all cosmos. Solar eclipse energy. This one says baby steps. You see? It's like this person is stepping into the light. all of the lights. This definitely feels Kanye West. Look, it's like fireworks in the background and all of these signs. And the signs is leading her through this door off of this clip. This is definitely take a leap of faith. It says baby steps. Action. Follow your intuition before it makes sense. I think that's clarifying what I've been saying, is that you have this little voice inside of you, this very immature side, that's like telling you, let's do this. And you're like, but no, don't want to do that. That's going to shake my whole world up. That saying right there is like, follow your intuition. Follow that voice, even if it doesn't make no sense at all. And then, child of the cosmos, child. Like your inner child is speaking. It's coming through. Your inner child holds the wisdom, and you have to release it. You have to allow your inner child to come through. It says the intelligence of the universe lies within you. Come on. The intelligence of the universe lies within you. That's where your intuition is coming from. You think, you know what? Your intuition is coming straight from the divine. You really have to listen to that voice and trust it. Trust your intuition is leading you to the right place. Don't get caught up with your instincts, your programming. You have to supersede that. You have to follow your intuition. Star family, you're part of a team of souls. Call in support. Call in support. You're not alone. They're coming your way. You know, your people. Your people. So by taking these baby steps, letting go of that person, you're going to find yourself in a situation where you're open the door to allow a new person to come in. You know, and this person is your people, is your soulmate. Like I said, it could be your neighbor. But whatever thoughts you had about your neighbor, oh, I don't like the way she do this, I don't like the way he do that, I don't like this, that, and other. This could be your people, but you can't see it. But right now, you need to be aware that you need to follow your intuition and listen to that little voice and be aware that everybody who you think is maybe a horrible person may actually be a great person. Everybody you think is this wonderful person may actually not be. You have to use your intuition to help you discern. And then we have the 7 star sisters. We got sisters, we got stars. Stars is everywhere. Stars is very, very important right now, it feels like. It's like the signs, right? It's a birth and creations, tapestry of life, expression. It's time for you to truly be the expression of who you really are, instead of letting your expression be fear-based. It's like, it's enough. It's enough of that. You can't hold on. You can't hold on to your fears because they're driving the car. You can't hold on to your parents' fears. You can't hold on to your ancestors' fears. You have to rise above that. Sagittarius energy is saying, oh no, we can't stay here. We have to rise above it. We have to keep moving. We have to keep going. We have to go where our parents never thought they would go, that we never thought we would go. Like, we have to go beyond what we've been programmed. So come through. How you feel about that message? Does it resonate with you? You know, are you not seeing what's right in front of your face because of your programming, because of your instincts? And we like to take our instincts and run with them. We like to let our instincts control us. But it feels like right now, we can't allow our instincts to control us, and they're going to be front and center. Our instincts, whatever you feel like a strong pull towards doing, it's probably going to give you anxiety, all of these things. You're going to have to really ask yourself and be honest, what is it that I really want? What is it that I really want? What is it that you really want? Let's see. Let's be aware of what is it that we really want. You really want to be strong. You really want to be strong. You are stronger than you think you are, and your strength assures a happy outcome. Look at these lions over here. Come on. Look at those lions. You are stronger than what you think you are. And right now, the universe is saying that it's time to step up. It's time to show your strength. It's time to be your strength. I hear it's time to be your strength. 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 It's time. It's time. Oh, Lemuria, creating heaven on earth. It's happening. It's happening. Right now, it's happening. Change is coming. Change is happening. Your heaven on earth is right in front of your face. And you have the opportunity to see it, to experience this heaven on earth right now. You have this opportunity, but you have to face yourself first. You have to face yourself. You have to face your demons. You have to face your shadow. You have to face your instinctual voice, your shadow self. You have to face it head on. You have to face your ancestors. You have to face your parents and say, I'm not going to live your life. You had your chance. I'm going to live my life. I'm going to make decisions for me. I'm going to, whether you like it or not. I'm going to listen to my calling. I'm going to follow my instincts. And you know what happens? I'm going to follow my calling. The question is, have you answered your deepest calling? I'm going to follow my calling. Have you answered your deepest calling? Inquiring minds want to know. This new moon in Sagittarius, this guy, it's like, what's your calling? Where you want to be? Where you want to go? That's on the end of answering your calling, listening for it. It's like, this new moon is going to open up a whole wealth of opportunities for you. But only if you're brave and bold enough to see it. She's brave. She's bold. I'm going to pull this last card. Come on, Spirit. Let us know, what is our deepest calling? How can we become more aware of our deepest calling? Because it feels like this moon is definitely going to let us know what is our deepest calling. What is our deepest calling? What are we called to do on this earth? What are we called to be? Where are we called to go? That's kind of the question. Share your voice. Share your voice. Look at the pyramids in the background. It's the girl looking out. Share your voice. Come out of the cave. Persecution, expression. So it's something that you're not saying. You need to be aware of something you're not saying. And that's part of your deepest calling. It's something you're not expressing. The moment you express this out, you're going to realize oh, that's what I'm called to do. And your deepest calling doesn't always have to be your lifelong purpose. It has a lot to do with it. But you can be called to say something. You could be called to sing something. You could be called to write something. It could just be this one-time thing or on a consistent basis. Like you're called. What calls are you not answering? And what are you not expressing? Something needs to be expressed. Something wants to come out. Something wants to be said. Something wants to be done. Something wants for you to step up and be who you are on an authentic level and say the things you need to say from this authentic person. So maybe you need to tell your parents and your ancestors, for real, express to them, I'm not you. I'm living my life. You had your chance. And you need to express that by creating a life that reflects you, not your fear, that reflects you. I don't know about you, but I feel that from the core of me. I feel this feeling of it's really time to really to let go of our maturity. I'm feeling this let go of the maturity because it's actually okay. That was half the day. I don't think we're gonna use all these cards. The one thing that stood out though is this colorful joker. Wow, I've never seen this card. I've never pulled this colorful joker. It feels like, and the joker to me is about taking a chance, being a wild card, seeing things, and then that's in color, so it's seeing things in color instead of black and white. Ooh, so live in the present, because you think about black and white as living in the past, but it's a call for you to live now in the present and to release yourself from your ancestors and your parents and your programs, releasing yourself from their programs, developing your own program where you live in color. All right, if this reading resonated with you, subscribe to this channel. We create more videos. I say we a lot because I'm half of Wellness Honey. The other half is my life and business partner Alden, and we do life coaching in our program called Manifest You, and we do the sessions together. It's a beautiful experience because, of course I would say that right, but because you get two coaches. How many programs do you get? Two coaches on the call with you each time, and you get a masculine perspective and a feminine perspective. How can you not elevate when you have that kind of support? And so that's what we do in our program. We help our clients to manifest them, to become the greatest version of themselves, to become the version of themselves that don't make decisions out of fear. They make decisions out of love of self, out of determination, out of strength, out of divine influence. They get in touch with their intuition. They understand their instincts. They know when the instincts works for them and when the instincts work against them. They really truly have a deep relationship with the intuition, when they know when to follow their intuition and when not to, and also they know when to stand up for themselves. They know how to take care of themselves. We really teach them how to utilize their brains to really see the outcomes of what they really want for their life, how they can really create a life that's reflective of who they are, not what they fear, because fear can hold you back. And in our program, we really help our clients to really get in touch with their sensitivities and to own them, get in touch with their gifts and to use them and to develop them and to nurture them. Because a lot of times when we aren't connected to ourselves and we aren't connected to our gifts, this is what leads to anxiety, depression, indecisiveness, and weight gain, all kind of high blood pressure. So when you're not being authentically you, it affects your health, because it affects what you eat, it affects what you think, and it affects your emotions. And so when you get a grasp of how you think, your emotions, your spirituality, you will get a grasp of your physical body and your physical reality. When you start understanding these twinges and these feelings in your body and giving meaning to life, that's when you become alive. So we help our clients manifest them. And if you are interested in that, go to our website, www.wellnesshoney.com, and request to book a discovery call. And let's talk about our program and talk about how it can help you manifest you, help you become a better version of yourself, the version that's aligned with your desires. And a lot of times we desire things that is not even what we really want. It's our programming is why we desire these things. It's our environment. We don't even know what we really want until we get into ourselves. Because when you manifest you manifest your desires. You know, you make it apparent what you really want. And then that's when your desires start happening for you. Then you get your desires and you start feeling fulfilled. It's been a blessing. It's been love. I appreciate you. I see the light in you. Hope you see the light in me. And until we meet again, peace, blessings, love. Love. All right.